Today we're working on the 2011 Mini Cooper Countryman S, all four. I didn't see any videos on how to change out the ignition coil and spark plugs on that specifically, so I figured I'd go ahead and create one with my own car. So once again, switching out the ignition coils and the spark plugs. Actually won't be changing the spark plugs specifically today, but once I get those here in the next couple days in the mail, I'll get those switched out, but I'll show you the basics through and through. The one thing you're going to need is going to be this 14 millimeter, and if that focuses or not. Essentially I picked mine up from Amazon. It's a 12-point 14 millimeter socket. It's actually a thin wall spark plug socket. Works really well on the minis. And I just want to apologize in advance. Audio, I haven't tested the audio out here or anything like that. So anyway, next thing you want to get is make sure to get your ignition coils. Those specifically are going to be meant for the year, motor size, and things like that. So you want to make sure that you really do your research and get OEM replacements are definitely ideal. I called the mini shop here in my local area, got the brand, got the OEM number, ended up finding it online at I believe rockauto.com, and got it for $25 instead of $75 a piece. So anyway, these are what you're going to need. These are the ignition coils. This is your part that comes up where you can get it all plugged in. Of course, the top of your spark plug comes in here. So anyway, yeah, we'll just kind of jump right into it. So I've got my GoPro set up for the closer shot. For that to work out. Essentially with this one, you're going to pull up here on the lower end, and it actually comes right off. Once you're looking at the camera and you're actually seeing these plastic pieces, those actually insert under here. So when you go to put those, actually get those put back on, kind of come here at an angle to get it to fit. So yeah, it's actually a lot less trouble to get that off than really than I thought it was going to be. So that was definitely a positive. With your actual plastic caps, once you pull them, they'll actually start to push your electronic connection out, which is great. And as you start to pull, you just give it a little pull, and you can pull that away. Here's the existing ignition coils that was in it. I actually got a error message stating that I had an engine malfunction, which led to diagnosing this at the shop, and ended up saving $300 doing it myself. So I figured that I would. Same thing. These are all going to come out in a similar way. Some are going to be in there just a little bit more than the other ones, but just with that rubber, it creates that suction cup effect. So there's no particular order or anything as you pull them out. So there we go. So you get all those out, and you just got your 4 spark plugs in there. Couldn't find my complete extension socket, so I just grabbed 2 small ones. Those are going to work out just fine with the once again the thin-walled spark plug socket. Just get that and get it down in there. The nice thing about getting the spark plug socket, which you might be able to see there on the GoPro, is that it has a connector, there's magnets, there's grippers, things like that. It just makes dealing with the spark plugs really a lot easier. Of course, lefty loosey works the same with the spark plugs. So just gonna do a little bit of work here to get those out. They are a little bit more long-winded than the typical spark plug. In fact, the reason I'm waiting on them in the mail is because I don't have a Mini Cooper parts dealer here close in town. It's a couple hours away from my location. So it was actually easier just to order it online because some of the local auto parts stores just didn't have access to the Mini Cooper parts. So get those pulled out. You can see these spark plugs a little older, so it's going to be nice to get those replaced, but as you can tell, spark plugs are just a little bit different than your typical American made car, so having that gripper can be really nice. So you want to make sure to have a spark plug spacer. I just picked mine up at the local counter at the auto parts store. I'm just going to show you the old spark plug and just kind of how this works once you have your new spark plugs in. You start with the low end here where it says 0.020. You get that slid in there really nicely. Start to bring that around. This one specifically set here at 30, so you'll see that spacing is there, so it's not going to go any further. So you just give it a slight pull out and you're set. One thing that you want to really be mindful of is once you get that spark plug in there, just so you don't cross thread it, you get it in there lightly and turn it backwards as if you're loosening it, as if you are loosening the spark plug, and you'll feel it. Take it slow and you'll feel it drop, which means it's at the beginning, and then you slightly turn it and get those put in and torqued down. So I don't have the spark plug in there, but I am going to show you exactly what you need to do with putting in the navigation coils. So we'll just put it in, number 3 right here. So what I like to do is, with it being out, just slide that in. You'll see it'll start to come down and it's locked in. There is a little bit of a plastic inset here, which is actually going to allow you to line up that nose, this nose here, just so you know where it goes. And when you have that spark plug in, you'll hear a little suction cup noise.